Info Panda presents 6 harsh truths you need to accept to live a happy life. People are imperfect by nature. Many have attention problems, short memories, and poor planning skills. However, individuals enjoy their life in spite of their imperfections. This isn't only because life is good or because we're trying to find happiness. Rather, it's because the majority of us can get over our shortcomings without experiencing any major difficulties. Although life might be challenging at times, it's also rewarding and worth the effort. There is a difference between understanding your situation and accepting it. It has long been believed that happiness is among life's greatest pleasures. We can't successfully pursue happiness on our own in real life. Finding the bigger picture is difficult, and finding the bright side of a challenging circumstance is much more difficult. Sometimes a difficult issue can be resolved by admitting it and accepting it with your imperfections. You must first come to terms with these 6 things before you can move on from a terrible situation. 1. You won't be liked by everyone. The desire to please everyone can be a strong temptation. In general, we want to be liked by others and will go to any lengths to achieve this, even if it means compromising our happiness. People will unavoidably judge you for certain aspects of yourself that you cannot change. It's your responsibility to understand that people won't like you. You'll never be able to be at peace with yourself if you can't accept that certain people will never like you. 2. Things go wrong in life. Despite our best efforts, incidents will nevertheless occur occasionally. No matter how well you plan, disaster will occasionally happen. Accepting unfavorable circumstances and blunders is equally as crucial as trying not to think about them too much. Bad things can happen, but you can't live in constant terror of them. The worst thing you can do is act as though they didn't. Even though it's easier to deal with a situation once it's gone, you'll still want to move on and reassemble your life as soon as you can. You must accept the imperfection of life in order to move forward. Life won't be picture perfect all the time. 3. Fear prevents people from living full, happy lives. There are numerous situations in life that will drive you insane. Everyone is capable of making some very bad decisions, but it does not mean that they must constantly deal with these difficulties. Fear is a strong emotion, and it's simple to become preoccupied with your issues and refuse to consider the notion that others may have it worse. However, how you feel about your own difficulties matters just as much as how you feel about the problems of other people. It's simple to feel confined and miserable if you're continually anxious and stressed out for no apparent reason. But whatever it means for you, don't allow fear stop you from living life to the fullest. 4. There is never a good time to take any action. It takes a lot of patience to wait for the ideal moment to take action, but this does not imply that the ideal moment never comes. While it is often preferable to wait until you are fully prepared before addressing your anxieties, there are other occasions when you must act before you are ready. Sometimes the best course of action is to simply put on some rain boots and walk outside in the rain rather than waiting for the rain to cease. It's crucial to know when to act and when to wait, because not all of us are as resilient as to be able to maintain our temper in a challenging circumstance. You run the danger of missing the opportunity, or doing something much worse than what you intended if you wait too long to take action, or wait and then do nothing. The good news is that if you can act in challenging circumstances, they will become less unpleasant over time. 5. Suffering isn't permanent. No matter how joyful and resilient we are, we will all have difficult periods in life. If you have the ability to look past these difficult moments, you'll be better prepared to manage the next challenge. Don't avoid your unhappiness or try to make it go away. When you start adopting these difficulties, they will become less painful and less frequent. You can accept certain things and modify others, depending on the situation. Most of the time, our mistakes help us learn from them and inform us of the steps we need to take to improve our lives. The outcomes can be terrible if we put our hearts and minds into repeatedly doing the same mistakes. Sometimes it's necessary to swallow your ego and simply say, "I'm sorry," or "thank you." You might not be deserving of appreciation or even forgiveness, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't express them anyhow. 6. Some characteristics of yourself are unchangeable. The most crucial realization is that we are all imperfect. We all have restrictions, and at the end of the day, it's up to you to make the most of what you have. Some people are born with physical or mental limitations, and if you're one of them, it might be difficult to predict how you'll adapt to a new way of life. Some people can't seem to make the correct choices. We frequently can't change our limitations, but we must learn to live with them. Some of us want for acceptance, while others simply want to be liked. We can have the consciousness required to examine our shortcomings, deal with them, and figure out how to move on with our lives. For the majority of us, recognizing these facts simply entails realizing that we can achieve a challenging task by overcoming our difficulties and errors. It involves recognizing our limitations and making necessary adjustments to the changes we can't stop. There is nothing wrong with wishing for a better life, but just because you aren't there yet doesn't mean you should give up trying. It's sometimes best to just do what you can and put your trust in what will happen. There you now have it. How do you feel about this video? Do you completely agree? Post your ideas and remarks below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and tell your friends about it so we can make more like it. Click the subscribe button to see more content like this, and don't forget to activate the notification bell.